all I want to do is have an opportunity to share my vision in a venue that has hundreds of thousands of ears listening to it, and that venue is TED. The ears that are listening to this venue are those that in many ways are the ones that I need to reach with this message. And I need your help because, in reality, if you look at my LinkedIn profile, you may think, oh wow, look at this really successful Michael Trout, he's the CEO of a non-profit educate who's looking to flatten global education. They have headquarters in DC and blah blah blah. He must be, wealthy and successful and everything else. And in reality, I'm a teacher living in Japan with a dream. It's a non-profit I started 2001, and I've been volunteering since that time to try to get it off the ground. I've been walking the walk, talking the talk, trying to identify folks to buy into my vision. And my vision is simple. Everyone in the world can be educated using current and emerging technology to evolve what I call an autonomous learning platform that has technology that enables anyone to learn anything. Now, the reality is, all the content we could ever imagine or ever need has been created. It's been created in a number of ways. One, either in the 60 years of global television, or on the open education resources that are just populating the web right now, and that are all over. And it's going to be, and that open education resource is going to double, quadruple in the next 3 years, because there are projects going on right now that's basically going to mean that the entire global education playlist is going to be there. And I've been saying this forever, and people are starting to listen. But now is the time for me to stand up on the stage at TED and to say, listen, in the 1980s and the 1970s, we talked about feeding the world, and we couldn't. We talked about we were going to feed Africa, and we failed. And we spent billions of dollars on, in my opinion, pretty much useless scientific endeavors that, maybe had some positive outcomes. Billions of dollars on a high-speed hydrogen Celeron that never was even finished. In CERN, to be honest, CERN, you do some great research, but you know what? With the money spent to build CERN, we could have a platform in place, or not even probably 1/10 of the money spent to build CERN. We can have a platform in place that will mean every child in the world and every person in the world can get an education. We have the technology. And I'm going to point to some of the technology right now. Just check out Milo from Lion's Head. Milo Lion's Head. Do a search. If you read my stuff that I wrote 4 or 5 years ago, I talk about avatars. The level of technology that I envision in those avatars is represented right now in Milo. You have cloud computing. You have distributive computing. You have IP television juiced, one of the most amazing platforms that went bust. Well, because they were ahead of their time. But the thing is, we could create an autonomous learning platform built on IPTV technology that will the avatar will adapt to the user, recognize the user, know the user, verify the user, and then deliver content that user needs. Oh, it's a kid. You know what? Let's see what this kid knows. Let's play some games. You want to play some games? What I'm describing to you is actually stupid simple. But there are folks out there that really don't want what I envision to come true, because what it means is, you know what? Your IT certification programs are gone. Your GRE, income, and all your private schooling and everything else is going to be significantly diminished. Now, schools aren't going to go away. And I'm writing a book called The eSingularity that hopefully I'll finish before TED. But the bottom line is this. We can use technology to give someone the most important gift. You know, I've been talking, I've been playing around with some technology which I believe is going to play a very important role in eSingularity, and that is technology from the Cerigo learning engine. And the moment I saw Cerigo, or Smart FM, you may know them by, the moment I saw it, I was like, these guys are on the right track. These guys understand what needs to happen. It's rudimentary, but still, television in the 1950s was rudimentary. The opportunity is there. And I even tested it. And you can check out my videos. I tested it, and I actually have videos showing traditional way of teaching English and then playing with brain speed and some of the technology that they have. And it's night and day. Now, that is just the tip of the iceberg, what we can do with technology in reality. And people are starting to realize that. So I'm asking you, let me get back to my thing. I'm asking you to send in a recommendation to TED, and here's a link. I'll put a link. If you go to my Facebook, if you go to eSingularity, if you go to my pages on LinkedIn, you'll find a link. Please go and recommend me to speak. They're actually, I was really excited because when I saw that the last item on their list, and I said, well, I hope it was because they read when they read my profile. They're like, oh, this is, can kids self-educate? Damn right they can. And I'll prove it if given the opportunity. We all can self-educate. And the reality is, from the day we're born, we're self-educating. And as a dyslexic person, you know what? I pretty much self-educated myself because the education system that I was put into didn't work for me. So I want to provide a clear, resounding voice to TED and to the folks that the time is now for us to flatten global education, to bring about the eSingularity, the education singularity, the moment when all learning is made freely accessible to all at no cost. End of rant.